Good evening, Booze. I'm not muted. I always have to check underneath the pom pom. Good evening, guys, and welcome back after what I hope wasn't too exhausting of a Christmas for everybody like it was for me, because I don't know about the rest of you guys and having to socialize, but it is not my thing. I would rather sleep all day on Christmas rather than have to get out of bed, shower, do my hair, put makeup on, and have to go entertain. I feel like I'm entertaining people, which I don't think that's how I'm supposed to feel when I go out and be social. But there it is. That is what I did. And then I did a thing on Friday. I got a new Jeep. Yay! Like, not brand new because girl ain't dripping and I ain't got that kind of money, but, I can make payments, so so she's a nice little used Jeep. Also, I'm gonna warn you guys, my internet is gonna be glitchy AF tonight because we've got high winds, we've got cloud coverage and all of that good stuff. So, hi, ghouls. I see Mia. I'll just go through and say hi to you guys all. I even did turn down my, what do you call it? I don't know what it is, but I did turn down my internet setting to, like, not be so great, which it's not that great anyway. So I did turn that down, and I keep looking, let me look over. Yeah, I'm still I'm jumping all over the place, so it's not because 'cause I'm tweaking or anything like that, guys. Or it's not my ADHD, it's just me just being, or it's just my internet being stupid, tonight. But hello, Ernie. Ernie's listening with her headset on because 'cause she's got the banana. And, Tanzie she is gonna be in the doghouse very, very soon if she does not, mind her P's and Q's. She just the reason I'm late, and I'm probably always gonna blame her from now on since she's always in here, but, yeah, she, jumped on the laptop, froze up my whole screen, and all I could do to get out of it, because this is all I know how to do, I'm not an engineer. I like to pretend I'm one on TV sometimes, but I'm not. So, she jumped up here, turned my laptop froze up, I couldn't get out of it, so I just unplugged it and then did a hard start, which is probably not a good thing for my laptop, but hey, guess what? I'm here and it's working and nothing caught fire. So I'm going to assume um, that's a job well done for me. So she did that, and then she unplugged my headphones, she unplugged the camera, um, and then she keeps like I have to. Right now, I'm sitting with my laptop. If anybody were to come over here and look, I got the laptop between my legs, and, I've got, like I'm in this little bubble right now, Tanzie free bubble, even though she could fly in here at any minute because she is sort of like a little flying monkey, little flying spider monkey. The I'm not safe in my own home, you guys. I can no longer answer that question with certainty when I go to the hospital or I go to the doctor, so it's pretty crazy around here with this little psychotic calico kitten who's still adorable as hell, though. And hello, Mia. I'll get back to saying hello to you guys. I get sidetracked, and I probably gonna get sidetracked a lot tonight because I really only have one thing planned for you guys. Also, National Chocolate Covered Candy Day. Just chocolate covered candy. The rest of the chocolate candy has other days, I'm going to assume, but, um, yeah, I don't know why I started doing that, guys. It just sounded. Especially if it's a candy day, I'm gonna get behind that, and hello, Darlene love. I hope you're feeling better, and I hope you get to the doctor because I don't want you having pneumonia. So you get to the doctor, and, hopefully you're safer in your home than I am, and you don't have to answer that question in the negative when they ask you. Um and Mia says she's still recovering from the football game. So Mia was social too. It's draining. It completely drains you. It drains my spirit. I have to come home and take a couple days to recharge. I didn't even get to recharge because the next day, right, like I am at the dealership, which is why I couldn't stream on Friday because oh my gosh, by the time I got home, I'm like I sort of had some stuff planned and I was like, I just can't, I am so beat. Like the whole week just got to me and I'm like, plus I wanted to go like sit and smell the new Jeep. Like, wait, that didn't come out quite right. I just wanted to sit and look at my Jeep for a few hours out the front window because, yeah, I'm really sorry, you guys. I'm really excited about this Jeep. I've been wanting a Jeep Wrangler for a really long time. I used to drive my mom's a lot, and then she had her heart attack. Well, actually, her second heart attack, and then had to have open heart surgery. So the Jeep, my dad ended up selling the Jeep. So, and that was a sad day. No, I mean, it was a sad day because of my mom, but it was even made worse by the fact that the Jeep was gone and she loved that thing and I love to drive it too. So I was like, I'm gonna get my own Jeep Wrangler eventually. And so yeah, finally did it. I've had a Jeep Compass for what, like 8 years, and she was a couple years old when I got her, but it's not quite the same. But and her name was Cujo, and unfortunately, Cujo went in for a tune-up, and we found out that her like 168,000 miles. That was going to be about the last of her miles because she was not going to be able to go much further. So then it was just like, well, gonna do it. Let's do it. Let's get something. And then you're at a Jeep dealership. So what are they gonna sell you, right? It's like, yeah, they twisted my arm totally too. So let's see. And yeah, Mia, I had a little medicinal herbs to help me too the last couple days because I don't know. I used to love to be social. I like always kind of like a lot of my friends were always like, "You're so on. You're like the life of the party." And then I heard those, all the datelines, right? The girl that's like the life of the party, she's the first one to get they make episodes about her, right? Like she's dead. So I didn't want to be the life of the party anymore. Not just that, but I just got tired. Like I don't know. I just got tired. I didn't want to be out there being being the life. I didn't want to light up any rooms. Not going to any second locations. I've got a list. We should I should do just a whole episode on that one night because I think we could all probably come up with some really good yeah, Darlene, like control alt delete. Hey, when in doubt, just unplug the damn machine and plug it back in. And if it doesn't work, then it's broke for good. Keep looking down here to make sure Tanzie hasn't snuck back up. I know she's once if you guys hear the Jaws music start to play, scream in the chat because I probably won't hear it with the headphones on, but you might. She is she's out of control. She's out of control. And Darlene, she sounds like Sissy. I tell you, these little she was a little orphan kitten, right? So like I'm her mom. And I think I just went too easy on her. I haven't punished her enough. Apparently I'm supposed to bite her and slap her around, but I'm a lot bigger than her and I wasn't gonna do that. But and if I play with her rough, she loves it. Like she wants to play rough. And at 3 in the morning, that's not the ideal time for me. That's, like, not when I really wanna play, but that's when she wants to play, and right now, she's like, "Oh, look, mom's doing something, so guess what? Let's play under her feet and unplug all her stuff." So if I go dark, I'm gonna try to come back unless she's really broke something this time, and then I might not be able to come. But I'll unplug everything and then just come back, if it's not too late, but, and yeah, right, Charlie, that's why they're so cute. Because Evil's cute. I can't help it, that's why always the best looking guys in the movies, I'm sorry, they're usually the bad guys, right? I mean, I think there's a lot of us ladies here, I think we can say that, and, yeah, that's true. Mia says, "Oh, I had chocolate with sea." Oh, we have sea salt moonshine. Sea salt flavored moonsh I don't know. I don't know if they actually put sea salt caramel, that's it. Sea salt caramel moonshine, and, uh, I took a little sip the other night. That was enough for me. Girl was almost I was almost drunk, just from a little sip, just actually from the fumes that came out of, like, uncorking it. I was like, old girl don't I don't do shots, anymore. If I do, they're like Jello shots because girl's a wimp now. Yeah, I lost my whatever tolerance I had before. I got old. It's long since vanished. I cannot hold I can't do shots, not at all. Oh, Banana's hyper. Oh my gosh. Banana's hyper, Tanzie's hyper, the world's out of control. Yeah, that all checks. Peanut M&Ms, oh my god, those are my favorite. Oh, the peanut butter ones too, but I always like the peanut ones because, like, I always would like this is so weird. This is why I think I've got some really deep-seated issues. I would chip off the chocolate from the chocolate covering around the peanut M&M, and then I would eat the peanut afterwards. Done that since I was a kid. I do that to Reese's peanut butter cups too. I always eat the outside and then I eat the middle. I know, guys. I say this like what? If we did a drinking game with every episode and every time I say I'm weird, somebody took a shot, that person would probably die of alcohol poisoning by the end of my stream, especially if we went like a 3-4 hour stream. Somebody be dead by the end of it. Yeah, but it wouldn't be my fault. So oh, chocolate raisinets. Chocolate covered raisins are those are so good. Oh, see, now I'm thinking candy, right? Life sucks the life out of me, Darlene. I like being dead inside, so, that's how I function around my life all day long. I'm just dead inside, and I'm happy that way, and then I have to go, right? And then my family's all like, "Oh, look at that." They're all happy to see ya, and I'm like, "I'm here, be happy." That's just like and I usually end up drinking a couple glasses too much of wine, but I didn't this Christmas. I think I just had my glass with dinner, and I think it got seems to me I let a couple people sip out of it, so I don't even think I got to finish my whole glass of wine, but yeah, I was a good girl this year, as far as, like, I didn't need anybody to carry me out of my grandma's house, but and oh my god, we took a photo of my LDB, little drummer boy, with Gigi, who's great grandma, my grandma, his Gigi, and standing next to each other, and I was it's like, right, they grow up so fast, but my grandma, she shrank. I swear to God. I remember when she was, like, so much taller than me, and, I have this photo, so my grandma came to the hospital, like, I think it was the very next day after LDB was born, and I have a photo of her holding him, right? And I'm sure he's no bigger than what his head is now. Boy's got a big head. And, yeah, so I'm gonna take that photo from when when they first met, and I'm gonna put it with, I'm gonna put do something with it with those 2 next to each other because it's just so dang cute. Just that he gets to have his Gigi in his life. I did. I had 2 Gigis, growing up, and my one great grandma, she didn't even I was, like, already in my early 20s, so she lived to be, like, 102. So, hopefully, LDB gets to have that same experience to have his Gigi around for a while too, because she's pretty great. She's a great grandma, she's an even cooler Gigi, and there goes my lights. This cat Can you guys still see me? Because 'Cause I'm just not getting up. I'm gonna work with it. If I fade away here, maybe I can turn the There, I'll just turn the light up on this other one. Now I got a weird shadow, but that's okay, I don't care. Mia B did 7 miles of walking, and I did ooh, I love Stella. Oh, see, that's what I need a good microbrewery to go to. I think I need to get back to oh, that went that's just, Code Red Mountain Dew because I felt like I needed to get uh, hang on, I'm gonna shut my camera off just for a second. I should shut my sound off because I'm about to yell at her, and it's not gonna be nice, but, I don't want my all my stuff coming at the camera, but I'm gonna you know what? Never mind. Not gonna yell at my cat. I probably will. And like Ernie, yeah, I was lazy today too, Ern. I think we talked about it earlier. I think I took like four colonials. I'd get up, do something, and then I'd come and sit down on my bed, and then I'd wake up like about an hour later, and I'm like, "This is so nice," because all it did was rain today, just like heavy, heavy rain all day, and I kind of wanted to take. I don't have a name for the new Jeep yet, but I did kind of want to take new Jeep out and drive her around. But then I was kind of like, no, I don't want to get her all dirty. I know she's a Jeep; she's meant to get dirty. Um, But I've gotta take her out for a long drive tomorrow because I have to go get my TSA what is that thing? The pre what is that? The pre Tanzie Elizabeth Demon butt. Get she's coming over here now because she heard her name. Um, but yeah, I was really lazy today too, and it actually kinda it felt nice. I already had everything for oh my god. This is why you wait till your kids go to bed before you stream. She's out of control. She's out of control. Lazy brains today. Yeah, I think it's getting to be that right. The end of the year, it's coming to an end. Um, for me, it's no sense in starting anything new right now because I want all anything I do. Um, I want next year to get full credit for because this year really sucked, and I want it to just stay that way so I have something to look back on to make next year feel better. Does that does that make any sense whatsoever? Like, I want this year to really suck because it did, and then next year is gonna be maybe not phenomenal or epic, but it'll be better but look when you compare it to this year, it's gonna fricking look phenomenal, right? Like, that's my goal. That's all I'm gonna ask for. Um, yeah, that's all I'm asking for. And then I've been oh, we gotta talk about I don't know how many you guys started your little if you guys even started it, but I did, and I think it's already working. Fill you in. I don't know which ones have been burned, I think I know one of them got burned already, so we'll talk about that. And people sucks. I totally agree, Darlene. I'm only good I just it's got to be the best of circumstances for me. Like if I'm out with like a bunch of like-minded people, I do really well. Like if all of us were like in a room together and like if we all met up like and did like a ghost hunt or hung out at a cemetery or something like I would be just fine. I would probably not have feel like I was sapped of energy. I would probably irritate the hell out of y'all because I would probably never shut up. Yeah, my mouth would be going faster than my brain, which typically is what happens anyway. Yeah, I would probably annoy everybody because I would be like so excited to be surrounded by people that you don't have to worry about like with my family, right? When you're eating dinner, you can't really pull out the spooky like, "Hey, do you know how fast a body decomposes when they're, buried in a vault versus just buried in the ground, just the ground, right?" Um, my grandma doesn't really like that kind of talk because she's a proper lady. She's proper her granddaughter is no proper. And then I'll always get those looks like, "Tombs, don't discuss those things at the dinner table, especially at the Christmas dinner table." But yeah, so my dinner table, those are the things I talk about, but, when it's grandma's, you gotta grandma's rules, grandma's house, grandma's rules, but with you guys, I think we could all I mean, we talk about some of the weirdest stuff in here, but, yeah, I don't get drained by like-minded people. It's the ones that like, if I have to constantly think about what I'm saying, like, "Did I just say something inappropriate, in front of my grandma?" That's when I get really I start my anxiety gets really out of here. "Oh, that's my son's BFF's name." "Oh, is it Cujo?" There she is. She doesn't want me to talk anymore either. She's the demon. She came from hell. Actually, I think hell threw her out because she was too bad. Tanzie, say hi. She said hi. No, now she's just gonna chew on me. Oh my god, I love her. Ca all right, yeah, lights up a room. Don't be the girl that lights up a room. Be that boring ass girl that stands in the corner that nobody notices. Don't get a glow up. Just be boring, girls. Just don't do it. Yeah, no second locations. There's a lot of them. I'm getting behind on the chat here. Sorry, guys. Start talking. Darlie says, I squirt with the water bottle, but now she sits there with her mouth open. Um, I pick up a water bottle. She does not like them. If I pick up any kind of bottle, like even just my water bottle, she makes a run for it. Um, but it doesn't frighten her. Hello, Clips, and welcome into chat. Clip says, I noticed our dog and older cats teach the foster babies by gently, yeah, pushing and holding them up or down for a few seconds, right? And they learn quick. Well, this is, I always try to do that with like my bottle fed babies are notorious for being very bad kitties when they grow up. I've had a couple of them. Um, and unfortunately, even though I didn't bottle feed her, she was still I mean, I don't think she was much more than 4 weeks old when I brought her home. I mean, you guys saw her, she's just tiny little thing, right? But she was so malnourished, she went right to eating the canned food. She was eating solid food, even like, the little kibble already. So, like, when she gets really rough, I do, like, a little scruff on her and, like, just kinda hold her there. Like, we're not doing that. Like, it's not hard. I know everybody probably, "Oh my god, it's abuse," but, I mean, if you ever watch mama play with the baby kittens, right, she'll grab them, and she's probably a mama kitties are probably a lot rougher than I am, but, yeah, I've done that a few times on her to just kinda be like, "No, no, 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 that's too hard." So she has gotten used to, like, if she bites you, like, she's not biting hard on you, but she's still out of control, though. Like, she just knocks everything off, s runs around, she's got the zoomies, like, 24/7. It's just yeah, it's just been fun, but, if you hold her down, though, like, I've tried that a couple times, like, I've just hold her, she just starts screaming like you've killed her. Like, this oh, she's just sitting there listening to me talk about her. Let's just ignore her for right now. She's just watching. She's just like, "What are you telling people about me, mom?" Um, God, oh, yeah, now I'm hungry. Oh, some food would be so good. They were giving out shots of that at Total Wine, so have you oh my god. That I wanna put it, let's see, got that what's the other moonshine? It's like I'm looking over there like it's gonna jump out at me because it's sitting in my room. Because I do have a 16-year-old in the house, and I kinda trust him, but then I kinda don't. But, uh, hazelnut or something maybe, or something like that. One is good for coffee apparently, and the other one, the caramel sea salt caramel one, I'm gonna try that in, like, hot chocolate. Usually hot chocolate, I put Baileys or, well, Irish cream. I usually get the Carolyn's Irish cream because I like that over Bailey's. But yeah, it's, oh, see, now I'm thinking about some hot chocolate after I think I know what I'm doing after I get off this stream. I'm gonna be drunk. But no, tomorrow I have to yeah, what's that TSA thing? That where you get to go through the shorter line, I gotta go pay for that tomorrow, and I don't know if they have to take my photo or anything. I gotta see if I'm on a watch list. I guess I'm gonna find out tomorrow if I am. Um, we'll see how many people, um, I've pissed off over the last year. Maybe I've been reported. Uh, Joe. Joe's only keeping me out of Scotland, but I know how to get into Scotland, so that's not gonna do him any good. And, I'm glad you guys are see, this is why we all get along. We're all weirdos. I do that with the Kit Kats too, Glass. There's only one way for me to eat my food and that or, like, my can I dissect it. Like, if there's a chocolate covered layer on it, it's like, I'm gonna yeah, like a little squirrel. I'm just gonna chew that layer off. Oh my yep, see? Yep. The little Swiss cake rolls, I do that too. Like, I unroll 'em. Kinda like, with Oreos, you know, you, like, pull them apart, you eat the cream, right? Yeah, I've gotta dissect that stuff. I don't know. I'm starting to wonder, maybe I am somewhere, on the autism scale there somewhere. I'm starting to wonder because 'cause I've got some really weird eating habits. Just mostly with candy and sweets, though. Instead of eating, I'll take coffee and cigarettes. I swear if I ever smoked a cigarette, I'd probably be dead, like, within a minute. I just oh, it's yeah. I sure I would have been a smoker had I not have really bad asthma like I do, because it probably would have been a really great stress release reliever, right? That's what my mom always said. And then she said it, helped her lose weight, but then she wasn't, yeah, that's not true. So, I won't go into too much detail, but it didn't work for her, so I don't know what she was yeah. Ernie, I'm hungry too. Uh, I want some now, see, maybe I'll drive after I get off here, maybe I'll drive the new Vroom Vroom into town and get me some peanut butter cups, some Kit Kats, and, peanut M&Ms, and then I could just dissect them all night. But you know what? If you do that, you eat your candy more slowly and you fill up faster. That's my idea. That's my thought. Try it. It might work. You might find that I'm right or that I'm just even more weird than I already am. Uh, oh, what? Darlene, I think you need to go to the doctor and, like, go now. You washed your face and your eyebrows fell out. You look like an alien. See, that's what I look like before I put, like, I have to put a little eyebrow pencil on and I've gotta put mascara on or, like, none of this shows up because it's so pale. It's right, like, it's, my hair looks dark because of the lighting, but it's a little bit more ready ready, God, I just freaking make up words when I feel like it. But Darlene, ple I don't like the fact that now you're losing eyebrows, so, I'm worried. Go to doctor, but don't tell them 'em you've got a psychotic cat at home because they might keep you there. Oh, you remember see, Gigis are something special, right? Because not everybody gets to meet their Gigi. I think a lot like, sometimes they're alive, like, when you're first born, like, 2 of my wait, my mom's great-grandparents no. How did that work out? No, I think both my mom's, grandparents were passed away before I was born, but, so I didn't get to meet those 2. But, so hopefully I take after my dad's side of the family with all the ladies with longevities. Paws crossed. The men don't fare so well in my family, but hey, um, I shouldn't be so happy about that, but yeah. Uh, and I gotta get her something to play on because she's yeah, she's just getting to that point. she's just getting out of control. Like, she just wants to play, 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 and the more rough you play, she's just yeah. Oh my god, I'm so far behind here, guys. Okay. Stella, Ernie, yeah. Yell at the kitty and go to hell right away. Yep. And Darlene says there's no such thing as a clean Jeep. They washed her and had her all pretty, and I live on a gravel road, so soon as I pulled up in the driveway, I was like, "Well, there she is. She's dirty already." And she'll get even dirtier, because I always do this. Like, the first couple years, I'll be meticulous about, like, getting her washed and vacuuming her out, but then a few more years will go by, and I'll be like, and then you'll get that first scratch, and you're like, "Nah, whatever. That dirt covers up that scratch," or whatever, so, yeah. Uh Hello, sassy. Oh, yeah, we would all definitely have a blast, and then we would all sleep the next day, probably I know a lot of us have, sleep issues, so I think the next day we would all definitely be like we would probably have the best sleep of our entire existence, right? Like babies. Like, not newborn babies, but, like, babies that get to like, finally get their sleep habit. I have to make yeah, we have to, because newborn babies don't sleep very well. Like, they're up every 3 hours wanting to chew on your mammaries and yeah, mammary glands and where is that word? Yeah, mammary glands, that's it. Yeah, I'm getting really off topic tonight, so, yeah, let me do you guys yeah, I changed my background, so it's the same the background behind me is the same as my screen background because I just went and found it. It's also I can get it as a material, I guess, from Spoonflower. So, but that's not where I got the wallpaper from. So, now that I know Spoonflower has the fabric, yeah, I'm probably gonna get more of the wallpaper actually from them because it looks exactly the same and it was just a little bit cheaper. But I like Spoonflower because they have a lot of cool stuff. I want a Mr. Darcy one on some wall. If you guys any of you guys like Pride and Prejudice, yeah, I need Mr. Darcy on my wall. Um, but I figure crows and daisies are a little more romantic, maybe? No? I don't know. What do I know? It's baby mon I have baby monster. Pardon me, guys, I'm sorry. Yeah, I have silence, woman. Poor guy that ever says that to me. Oh my god. She's my baby. I love that. She can do whatever she wants, really, except for when she turned off the whatever she did to the laptop, that had me, like I'm just like, "Oh, crap." It would be 5 minutes before I'm supposed to go live, right? Um, Ernie's gonna go find Fat BB. Mia, I wanna see the sweater when you're done with it. I gotta find mine. My mom made me a couple, like, those, it's like a sweater, like the wrap, so you put it's got the sleeves. I gotta fix my camera at someday here. It's got the sleeves in it, and then you wrap it, like, crisscross it in the front, and then you tie it in the back, 'cause, I'm just gonna give you guys the big scoop tonight. I love Outlander too. So I've watched a lot. I've read all the books. I've been obsessed with the books since a long time ago. I'm not gonna say because I think the first one came out in '95. I didn't read it when it first came out, but it's what kind of inspired me for my first trip to Scotland was reading the Outlander books, and so I'm obsessed. With all things Outlander. Not like I don't have it stuff all over my walls. I mean, this is what's on my walls back here. But when they're back in like the colonial era, right? Like she's got these little sweater deals that she wears over her dress and everything. And I thought they were so cool. I'm like, you could still wear those. So I had my mom actually, she watched and looked at what I pointed at, and she crocheted them, and she crocheted me 2 before she got before she couldn't anymore. So, I have to dig those out because, now that I've lost a little now that I've lost that weight, I think they're gonna look really awesome. So, I've gotta find those, and then I'll have to show you guys what they look like because she was I can't I don't have the attention span for crocheting or needlework or I mean, I could sew a horse leg up, but I couldn't sew a dress. Yeah, and, Mia's she's got that zen, that crochet zen, right? Like, she just sits there and she's just like, she's good. I can't. I'm sitting there thinking to myself like, "Ooh, what's the history on crocheting?" Then I have to grab my phone and I have to go Google that, and then I'll read and go down that rabbit hole, and the next thing I know, I'm completely off topic, and then my crochet whatever I'm working on is sitting to the side. The struggle's real, you guys. It's really Oh, I got in trouble, Mia, for, a bird feather. A feckin' bird feather. So who's a big feckin' bird? Apparently, I'm a big feckin' stupid bird because, my first trip to Scotland, like, uh so my first trip, I'm out driving around and I'm sorta lost in the Highlands, like, sorta lost. Like, I know where I am, but not exactly. Like, I know there's a town somewhere. Like, I know I'm not that far lost. Like, somewhere I'm gonna hit a town. But I'm out and I'm driving around, and I had a lot of water that day because the night before I'd been at the pub, like at the pub. And so I was drinking water the next day, and I had to go to the bathroom really, really bad. Um, and I always have Kleenex, like, on hand just in case, like, you gotta blow your nose, but they're also good for other things, right? So, I pulled over and I peed on the side of the road. Like, not right on the side of the road, but, like, I walked over into some, like, trees, and I looked down, right, there were all these little bones, like mice and probably some rabbit, and I'm looking down like, what the hell did I just stumble into and pee on, right? Like, I'm like, "Is this some kinda, like, ritual site?" Like, I'm looking around like, "Oh, shit," like, I'm the next sacrifice, like, and I, like, look up, and there's this huge nest, like, up in the tree, and there was this big I think it was either a hawk or, maybe, like, some kind of, like an eagle, like a small not like a bald eagle, but like a smaller variety of eagle, because it sounded huge, and it did not like the fact that I was there. So, like, I grabbed that feather up, right, and I'm like, "Oh, this is sweet, because 'cause I'm gonna take it home, and I'm gonna find out what this is," right? But it was so scary because, like, I hurried up and whoop, I got out of there, right? And, I can't tell people too because I don't want people knowing I, like, defiled Scotland by peeing on the side of the road. Um, you know, tourists do weird stuff, and I don't wanna be branded one of those tourists, but god, I had to go, you guys. I could not there was no waiting anymore. So, yeah, and then to think I was, like, in some sort of witch blah, 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 ritual site, right? Like, just the bones scattered all over. I'm like, "Oh, shit, I'm about to die." Um, but yeah, and I had that in, uh my jacket, like, it stayed in my jacket the whole rest of the trip, and then I took my jacket off and I packed it into my suitcase, and then it went through when we got to customs, and he's like, "Have you been around any birds?" And, like, bird flu, right? And I'm like, "No, no birds," and he pulls out my feather, and I'm like, "No, that was in there from before." I'm like, "Oh, shit." So, yeah, and then I had to be like, "Oh, no, 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 that's" I said, "That's my lucky bird feather." And I made up some story. It was awful. I'm pretty sure he did not believe me because he did keep my feather. And yeah, I didn't argue because I honestly didn't. I don't know what customs jail looks like, but I didn't want to find out that day either. So I just sort of let him take my eagle hawk, uh, buckbeak feather, whatever that critter was that lived up in the tree. But yeah, I was so disappointed too. And I also almost got arrested in Massachusetts for having pepper spray in my pocket once, but that's different story. That wasn't customs. That was the Massachusetts State Police, and let me tell you how friendly they are. Not. Baileys and hot chocolate are the bomb. Oh my god, they're so that's like one of my favorite things in the winter. Oh, so good. Clips for worsted. Worst is it worsted? It's like when I wash my hair. Uh, Darlene, do not smoke when you have asthma. You save lives. You should know that. You should know that. And lupus. See, I've got lupus too, but that I think that's what do they call them? Like the sister diseases? Because I got the lupus and then I've got the eosinophilic asthma. So it's controlled as long as we keep my my allergens low, like my eosinophils. So I don't have too many problems with it, but I got to give myself a shot every 2 months, and actually it's not that bad. It's okay. But I'm still not going to smoke. Uh Cigarettes anyway. I might smoke something else, but gummies are better anyway. Mammary glands. Ah, yes. When your child pulls on your mammary glands. Ugh, it's rough. It's so rough. Keep the glass coverage. um for my Jeep. I got to keep full coverage on her anyway, but yeah, oh my gosh. Um I'm probably gonna and Mia, yeah, Mr. Darcy. Oh, I'm reading that one book. I just started it last night, Mia, and I'm already halfway done with it. One of the Pride and Prejudice, the re-adaptations. I don't what do they call them? Fan fiction, Unwilling. That's I You sent me the Instagram and I had that sitting in my cart and I just got it on my Kindle and I was reading it last night and I'm halfway through. So, and it's okay. It's yeah. I like those from time to time cuz you read your murder books and stuff and it's a good palate cleanser to get your head out of. Yeah. Ernie says I found her and she loved my hugs. Oh, I would love a hug too. Oh, you talking about Fat BB? Poor fat BB. She's so fluffy. Oh my goodness. I don't know where she is right now. Shh, she's sleeping. That's one good thing. She plays hard, but then she crashes hard too. So maybe I'll get through this. All right. Um I wonder if I could pull up hello Steven. Did you guys know Steven has a channel? Our brother Stevie. He has a channel. Yes. And you know what? While I'm on here, I can't see part of my screen. All right, here we go. Hang on. I'm going to pull it up here. Uh Actually, which would be easier? Just to make you a mod, Stevie, and then you can post your own channel. But everybody give Stevie a follow and watch his newest he does some really cool videos that I like, and I think everybody should be watching them. So we've got to go. Here we go. Hang on. I'm gonna share it. I think. I don't even know if I know how to share. Okay, come on. Hopefully this works. Damn it. No, don't do that. I hate when I open new tabs. Here we go. I just asked way too much of myself. Did that work? We shall see. Did it work? I don't think it worked. See, I don't know how to share links either, and this is my channel, so I feel dumb, but I'll put it in the whatever, the community page too, so you guys can copy and paste off of that, but go give Stevie a follow and give him some likes because he deserves it. He's really and you get to see Stevie's face, and he sounds so Canadian, just like my Jeep, because my Jeep came from Ontario, and I have to keep going a tour, and she just takes right off after that, but she does know English too, but not quite as, like, US English, not Canadian English. But yeah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, go follow Stevie and go give Stevie some love. Let's see. And let's do. Let's see. Stones, I have a friend that makes fan fiction that that you need to read her fan fiction. I told you. Oh yeah. Yes. Did you give me a link to that? Oh my god. If you did, Ernie, I've probably the struggle is real, like, on a daily basis. So to tell you guys what I have been up to that's channel related, uh, if you go down and look, I've updated almost all of my thumbnails, so they're all gonna look more cohesive, and I've also started, doing the the descriptions, like, I'm updating those. I am not finished with those, and I'm putting timestamps on the videos so that if you don't wanna listen to some of my derailments, like the first hour, 47 minutes of, this stream was, but I did say this is releasing some post-Christmas frustrations. Just desocializing myself by socializing with you guys. Um, so yeah, so I have been working hard, like, just to, like, on those little bits of the channel stuff, and yeah, Darlene has been sending me a lot of good stuff, and I'm making list for this summer, because now I got the new vroom vroom, right? So I totally plan on making some, like, long weekend trips since I pretty soon I'm gonna have, like, this 17-year-old that can stay here while mom's out doing some cemetery stuff, right? So I'm thinking, and let me know if this sounds insane or if this is something you guys are it probably does sound insane. That's okay because I'm still gonna do it. I found out, uh, my genome. I was looking into, one of my ancestry DNA bases, not ancestry.com, but another one. I think it's Genomelink, or I'll look it up, and then I'll post it in the community section for you guys to go check out if you wanna do it. You can download your raw DNA from Ancestry, and if you guys wanna know how to do that, I can do a little segment on here to show you how to do that, and then you can upload it free to almost every other, um, DNA database, like GED Match, uh, all of them. Like, I'm blinking. I know what they are. I'm just performance anxiety, right? So sorry. So you can go and take your raw DNA from Ancestry and upload it to other sites, and that's what this one is. And they occasionally you'll get you have to purchase some of the things, but they'll give you some free insights. And the one that they just sent me for this month actually said that I am a lot of the like 75% of the people with the same genome that I share the same genome with me. There we go. That we have a lot of these similar traits, and I found out that I think there's a large group of the population that we're all a little crazy. It's just yeah. Maybe I'll do that Tuesday. I'll show you guys how that works. If anybody's interested, if you're not, then I'm not gonna bore you with it, but it is really interesting. I can pull up mine and show you, like, they'll tell you, like, they can tell you, No, it's not all right. So, because it is like a majority of people in that genome. So, like some of like it told me my ears should protrude, like my ears should stick out. My ears don't stick. I have beautiful ears and I have lovely little earlobes. And it said that my ears should protrude a little bit, like or a lot, and I should have big earlobes, but I don't. However, it did it got my eyes perfectly, like, they're a little smaller, uh, and they're a little wider set, so it got that. What was it? There was some other things too that were pretty much spot on, and I was like, "Oh, holy cow." Um, like how you respond to, uh, trauma and how you respond to, like, especially previous trauma, like, if you'd ever been attacked. Those are things I want to like, those I did not get a chance to, like, really dive into, but those are the things that I've talked about before, like, they fascinate me. Like, I wonder, uh, like, what is in my genes that correlates to my trauma now or the trauma, like, in my childhood? Like, how is that associated with my genes? So, I really wanna get into that and read some more about that. So, if anybody, that's watching, we talked about this, like, briefly when AJ was on, and I'd like to get into it more too, and probably have AJ back on to talk about it again. But I would like to understand that a lot more is right, like, is there something in our genes, passed down from us, like, if we're, uh, like, our ancestors went through traumatic times, is that yeah. So, I'm not explaining it right because my brain is all over tonight, but yeah, I'm really interested in it. Ernie looks like she is too, so there's 2 of us, so that's enough. There's 2 people, especially when one of them's me, but I know AJ was, so I think, we could probably get a really good discussion going on it. I will have to, like I like to go and do, like, a like, a deep dive on things before I get up here and start talking about them 'cause I'm gonna forget half of what I want to say, so I figure at least if I get half of it out, I'll at least maybe make some sense, maybe. But it's really fascinating, and I will, Tuesday night, I will because I gotta find out how to pull up my DNA, like, my genome stuff without doxing myself. So I know a lot of you guys already know who I am in real life. We don't want everybody to know who I am in real life because it's not that interesting. I'm more fun on here than I am in reality. Um, I think it's genome hang on, I'm gonna look it up right here because it was really cool. Now, not everything, but, like, a majority of on there, like, the earlobe, and it did say, "According to my genetics, I am not a good sleeper. I am not a good sleeper." That's probably because of in the past, my ancestors probably were afraid of being attacked in the middle of the night. Could be, could be. I'm a little afraid of being attacked in the middle of the night, but that's only because I have that little calico kitten. That's where all my fears come in. Let's see. Here it is. Yeah, it's called Genomelink, and I don't have my glasses on, so I'm not gonna be able to get so Genomelink, but I will put it in the community tab. Well, here, I'll just do that. We've already derailed for tonight anyway, so but, uh, Genomelink. Alright. Oh, I just want the easy address. Why don't they give me an easy address? Copy, copy. Okay, come on. Why can't I just share it? It's like they don't want you to share their stuff. But it tells you I mean, it does pretty much like what Ancestry does too, right? Like, it'll tell you how much, Northern European you are, and I think it actually is a little bit more accurate than Ancestry, even because this actually has me as having a little bit of, um, it gives me a little bit more fuller ethnicities and some sub-regions. Like, I actually had, according to this anyway, I do have some, um, Middle Eastern blood, and then I also have some Asian blood. Like, obviously not that much because I glow in the dark, but hang on, I am trying to find a quick link to share this, but it's just not giving me one. That's what I'm gonna okay, here we go. All right, I'm gonna type it in here. And hopefully I'm not spelling it wrong. There we go. All right, I put it into the chat. So, but I will show you guys mine on Tuesday, and like I said, I found it fascinating, some of the things on there, especially with the trauma, how I respond to trauma, how I've responded to childhood trauma, which totally checked out. Some of the things like I have a vitamin D deficiency. Who would guess? I mean, I'm see-through, so I could probably guess that I might since I don't spend a lot of time out in the sun, right? Being gingers and all. Mia knows what happens to gingers in the sunshine. We melt, and then we become little. Either we become freckled or we get like we're black. We just charred. That's that's my experience with the sun. I try to stay out of it unless I'm completely covered up because it seems like I would love to worship the sun, but I think God meant for me to be a moon worshiper. That's where I'm safest is at night. So, but it is really fascinating. So, don't pay for another test if you've already done like a 23andMe. I'm not exactly sure how to download the 23andMe, but I could probably find out really easy for you as well because I've got one on all of those sites. So, it's real easy to do the ancestry one too, and I know a lot of people have the ancestry DNA. So I can show you guys how to do that, and then how to load it up to the Genomelink. It's pretty crazy. Uh, Here, since we're talking about it already, let me pull it up what it um also it says that I do not well, this wouldn't have been me like 10 years ago, but me now. It says that I get nervous in social settings, which I didn't used to, but I do now for sure. Let's see. Here's bonus. Is this it? No, personal summary. But yeah, so you can pay for other reports, but they'll give you some cool freebies on here. There's all my Viking. I think I got a lot more. Oh, I'm quick to anger. Go figure. Yeah, that's that Viking. That's that Viking blood, right? Where are they? Oh, maybe I probably did have the right. Um, yeah, now I can't find it. So, oh yeah, it says that I should have a gluten sensitivity, which I do. uh, let's see that I like bitter things. The taste of bitter doesn't like turn me off, I guess. And that I have to watch my alcohol intake because I would be susceptible to alcoholism. So it's really cool. So they do like your intelligence, let's see, food and nutrition, intelligence, physical traits, your personality, your for sports, uh, like your and something called unlimited, which is looks like it's maybe like your food, like because it says gluten sensitivity, sweet taste, coffee consumption. Um, so that, and then one was to your. I thought this was really odd too. Face recognition ability. apparently I should have a very good facial recognition ability, which I think I do. So I did check that as yes, but I should have been one of those sketch artists for like police. Except I don't like drawing. I don't like people, so I probably wouldn't have been too good at that. All right, guys. So with that, since I've sidetracked for almost an hour, I did promise that we were going to dig up a witch tonight, or at least we were going to talk about her not. Well, wait. How do I want to phrase it? Her relatively recent burial, and she died in 1812. So, and since we were talking about witches, which I love, and now I've got to find my oh, that's what Tanzie closed on me earlier was this. Um Actually, I think she broke it cuz now I can't open it. Okay. Tansy, you bad girl. All right, here we go. So, God, I think I brought the chat down with all that genetic talk, didn't I? I bored you guys. I'm sorry. It is fascinating though once you get into it. Um, unless you're like certain members of my family, they just cared if they had Viking blood in them or not, and I thought that was I was like, okay, we don't need to talk anymore about that then. Let's see. All right, so I'm gonna take us. Guess where we're gonna go tonight? I'm gonna go we're gonna go to England, and we're gonna go to Cornwall. And yes, this lady does look like me, but that's not me. Well, it could be me. I mean, yeah, I could be. And Mia says she's crocheting, well, tincturing. I I took a medicinal gummy, so I think I'm gonna be pretty good here in just a little while. Okay. So look at this is no one knows what this lady looked like. So this is just artist interpretation. But I think once hang on here. Tansy got rid of my notes and now I don't know how to get them back. So, all right. So I'm going to tell you guys about Joan Wytte. And she is known as the fighting woman of Bodmin. And she comes from Cornwall, England, which if anybody I don't know. There's a bunch of ladies in here. I know Mia knows, but if you've watched Poldark, um, that's Cornwall. So that's where she's from or was from. Well, she's still there. And that's what kind of caught my attention. I think this is why this probably popped up on my algorithm was because of Poldark, because I do watch a lot of I got a lot of British stuff on my it's probably something Mia sent me. She's trying to get the Edmund Fitzgerald to come pop back up into my algorithm. She's trying really hard. So we're going to talk about Joan Wytte, and maybe this lady. She might sound like somebody we all know. She sounds like somebody I know, but she's when she was alive, she was a little bit too loud. She was too strong. She was a little too angry at times, and she wasn't willing to bow her head. And because of that, because she was so different and didn't stand down, she is remembered as a witch. Her name, Joan Wytte, which is spelled YWTTE, sometimes spelled white, like in the color white, and sometimes you'll see it as WYT. All of them will fit. You can use whichever one you want. And I'm going to next slide. These are, like I said, we don't know what she looked like, so these are not photos of her. They're just photos I pulled off the Bodmin jail website. Thank you, Bodmin jail. Um, so history remembers her as the fighting woman of Bodmin, but folklore remembers her a little bit differently. Joan did not live a very quiet life, and it doesn't sound, if you believe the stories, she didn't have a very quiet death either. So I'm going to take you back. We're going to go to Cornwall, England, like I said, land of Poldark. And this is going to be the late 1700s into the early 1800s. So it's a little while ago, a little bit. I don't think any of us were alive then. And this is already a part of England that is really thick with folklore. They have pixies and spirits, they have old stone circles, generation upon generation of superstitions. And like many people of their time, they had a very deep fear of anything they couldn't explain. Does that sound like maybe some people we know of in this country, right? And by the late 1700s, witch trials were technically over, but there was still a very healthy fear of witches that remained behind. Even though we're not hanging witches, we're not burning witches, they still believe witches exist. So instead of having someone you go and like, she's a witch, you'd get arrested, you'd go to court, you'd be executed. But now, late 1700s, it's going to be gossip. People are going to point at you and like, she's a witch, she's a witch, she's a dirty old witch, right? It's going to affect your reputation, and public scrutiny is the punishment now. People are going to maybe stay away from you, so social exile, and maybe, and this could be for a variety of reasons, right? We've already known that, like, say with like the Salem witches, they were all a little different from all the people around them, right? There was maybe they were unmarried or widowed, they were midwives, they maybe were a little too good with healing herbs and medicines. Sometimes it was just that they were just so different. Like maybe they talked to themselves as they walked through the village. I think a lot of us would probably I know for a fact I would be a witch if I lived back then. I would be called a witch. I so this is what happened to our friend Joan here. So she was a little different from all of those around her. So she was labeled a witch. She was poor. She was from the working class, and she was a strong lady. She wasn't a very big lady. Like she probably, I think they said she only stood maybe at the most 5 foot tall. So all of us short girls out there, right? Like you don't have to be tall to be strong. And so she was physically strong, probably because she was the working class, right? These women weren't sitting around, you know, doing their nails or directing their servants and their staff to do things. They were doing this stuff for themselves, right? Like they didn't have people to do it for them. They had to go do it. And Joan, like I said, she didn't back down. She was very unwilling to back down from a fight. And she refused to be intimidated by men, especially. So when she refused to do this, this sometimes it got a little physical. So she got into a lot of arguments, which led to full-on brawls with men. Like, she wasn't afraid to stand up for herself. She in the local records, she was repeatedly described as violent, unmanageable, a troublemaker, and okay, I'm gonna stop right there 'cause, I've had not the violent part, but I've been termed a troublemaker before and unmanageable by my mother, but not quite violent. But, so because of those words, right, they're almost always used because a woman refused to be obedient, because women were supposed to listen to men back then, right? And when they didn't, any number of things could happen to them, right? A woman couldn't, leave her husband or file for divorce, but a man certainly could. A man could, have his wife institutionalized with very vague, like, like, what we would say, like, PMS were hormonal. That was enough to get a woman put into an institution. Not too terribly long ago, if you think about, like, the early 1900s even, it was happening. So, this is Joan. She's refusing to be she's not afraid of men. She's not gonna stand down. And if she has to fight, she's gonna fight. She's gonna stand up for herself, and I like Joan. I think she's badass for especially for her time period. This is crazy, right? Like, there's not too many women out there that probably were, um, uh, that would do this, right? Most of them would just be like, "Well, he's the man, he's in charge, so I've gotta listen to them." Or yeah, like the men are in charge. And like Darlene just says here, right, they take your money. When you got married, you didn't have any money of your own, you didn't have property of your own. When you were married, whatever you had went from your father to your husband, right? And then if you were widowed, sometimes you could get away with uh, being like an executor of your late husband's will, but a lot of times that didn't last very long because, like, you know, your dead husband could put stipulations in his will to the effect of, well, if she gets remarried, all this goes to my son, or like our oldest son, or something of that nature. But really, it they didn't really still own that property. It usually was she gets to use it till the time of her death, and then it will revert to whichever, usually to like the oldest son, right? So it's just it wasn't fair to women. And Joan was ahead of her time, and I love her for that. So Joan did not practice witchcraft. She would not have identified herself as a witch or anything of anything like that. And they've never been able to find any evidence that she ever did. But probably like most people of her time, being of the working class, being poor, she probably did know she probably did know some things that helped her out in her regular life, right? Like, she probably knew what plants were medicinal, like what you could take to like help a tummy ache or things like that, right? Um, but unfortunately, in Cornwall, the fear of the fear of somebody being different, plus the folklore, it only meant one thing, that Joan was a witch. So, by Joan's time, calling someone a witch wasn't really about spells or like practicing a craft. It was about control. So for a woman to be called a witch, she was considered dangerous. She was unnatural, and she could be punished without any sympathy. So you didn't feel bad for her. Don't feel bad because we've ostracized her. Like, right? Like she lives on the outside of the village. We don't feel bad. We don't care if she doesn't have any friends. We don't care if she's poor. We don't care if she's starving, right? They don't care because you're a witch. And that's it. And once this label stuck on poor Joan, well, can you imagine? She's already white and violent. um, she's already pretty sounds like she's already pretty angry with life, and within like yeah, she should be. So now she's probably even more violent and probably more argumentative, right? So everything she did was just more proof that they were right about her, right? About her being a witch. So if she argued, she was wicked. If she fought back, she was possessed. If she didn't submit, she was in league with the devil. So Joan Wytte became less of a person and more of a warning. So eventually, Joan got into one too many fights with men. I honestly couldn't find where she fought with women, so it seemed like she did have trouble with male authority, which I can sympathize with. And I'm gonna pop ahead here in my slideshow. So this was pretty cool. This is supposed to be a witch dancing with little pixies, or I think they, I think in Cornwall they're I think you pronounce no, I'll have to go look up the proper pronunciation. Piskies, I believe is how they say it in Cornwall. I could be wrong though. So don't go saying that to Cornwallian. I don't know what they call themselves there, but I might have it wrong. I'm just going to say pixies, I or piskies, but somebody might be offended by that, so I'm sorry if they are. But this is Bodmin Jail, which is still actually still standing, and it even has a hotel now in it. So you could go and tour it. You can go ghost hunting there, which guess what's on my list now for the next time I go to England. I'm going to be staying at this bad boy. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to get as far as Cornwall when we go, but this is so cool. I'm going to show you some photos here. And if you look at it, so this is probably not one of the hotel rooms. This is not one of the hotel rooms. I looked at the hotel rooms and they're pretty posh. They're very, very, very nice. This is not one of them. Um, yeah, this is gross, but this is to give you an idea of what poor Joan would, or anyone that was stuck in a place like this. It would have been horrible. All right, I gotta pull my notes back up. There we go. So it was also known as Bodmin Gaol, and this wasn't a place that was meant to reform anyone. It was nasty. It was cold. It was damp. It was brutal. This is not what our jails look like now, and people complain about them. So you can't, I mean, this is just far beyond cruel and unusual punishment to me. Uh, Prisoners could be shackled all all day, like for their whole stay in jail. It's not like they like now they'll get some like prison yard time. That didn't happen at Bodmin. They probably sat in that cell, and that's where they came in, and that very well could be where they died. So they would have been shackled, poorly fed. As you can see, like from the photo, right? There's an open window there. There's no glass. There's no curtains. It gets cold in Cornwall. It would have been pretty darn miserable, I think. And So they were exposed to those elements, and imagine poor Joan. The only thing, right? She's just a little unruly. Um, and by their standards, right? Like that was horrible. Like now she'd probably be like, we'd probably idolize her, right? Like she'd be like, damn, she's a boss, right? But back then, no, she was a witch. So poor Joan, because she was a witch on the outside, guess what? They still thought she was a witch when she was on the inside, once she was in jail. Um, let me see, is that a trench? Yeah, that's probably the toilet clips. um, they probably that's probably where they did their business because right, they when they built this, let me see, did I might have made some notes on Bodmin. I don't remember if I did. Um, no, I just made notes for Miss Joan. Yeah. I should have probably did some more more on Bodmin, but I mean, if I go there and we do some ghost stories, I'll give you guys some more background information. But I think that is where they would go. That's where they would do their business. Um, yeah, not very, and that's probably what all that nasty stuff on the walls there is too. This is a very much. This is what they will show you now if you go on a tour. So now it looks kind of nice, right? Like that doesn't look half bad. Like if I've got some books to read, I'd probably be okay in this setup. It doesn't look half bad, right? Like I've got a bed. It looks look at how pretty, like it's all painted, right? There might even be glass in that window, but not when Joan was there. So they've made this look rather nice for like tour groups, but I think this is how they should have left it because they should be very be very they should be very forthcoming on like what it really was like there, right? Like it's awful. So this is where poor Joan was put. Like I said, and then she wasn't just a witch on the outside, she came into Bodmin as a witch as well. So allegedly she received harsher treatment because she was restrained, chained, she was isolated, she was denied proper care because they thought she was a witch. So you're not going to put other people in there with her. Nobody's going to want to be in there with her. They don't know what she could get up to, right? So they're going to chain her so she can't put a curse on them or right because people were dumb. And some accounts actually had it stated that they mistreated her because she was considered inhuman. Um, so, oh, wait, I lost my notes here. Oh, I doubled up my notes. So, this is where poor Joan, I couldn't find exactly when she went into Bodmin, but she was there for several years. And in 1813, Joan died. They don't have an official cause of death. It was a little vague, but there was probably a combination of things. Malnutrition. She could have had some sort of illness as a result of that. Malnutrition or exposure, obviously, open windows, complications from neglect, but whatever her technical cause of death was, she didn't have any dignity in her death at all. It would have been probably slow and miserable. She would have had no one there to care for her. It would have been messy and awful. So she also had no one to mourn for her. She wouldn't have had a funeral. She wouldn't have had a wake or a funeral. No service to memorialize her. And to me, that means she probably wasn't going to be resting in peace very well. And if things went like they should for Joan, she would have just got a grave, right? And they would have buried her and walked away. And maybe that would have been enough for Joan to maybe she would have found some peace in just not having to endure the torture of humanity anymore. But unfortunately, that's not what they did with her. They didn't even give her the respect or dignity of a burial in a grave. They actually took her body apart. So they dissected her and they preserved her skeleton. And it wasn't a justice thing. This wasn't like she didn't commit any murders. She never hurt anybody. Well, she probably hurt some male egos if she, and oh, heaven forbid. But so she never did anything horrible in her life other than just be unmanageable, right? So this isn't something that would be like she was this awful, awful sociopath of some nature, right? And let's remember, uh, let's take her apart and right, like no, this was just because they were curious about her. They were curious about this woman that was they deemed her a witch, and I don't know what they did with the other parts of her, but they, like I said, they preserved her skeleton and her bones got passed around. They actually were in a storage room at Bodmin jail for many, many years, up into I think the early 1900s. And then her bones were bought. They were like a roadshow display. And so she got passed around quite a bit. And then eventually she ended up at a place called the Royal Cornwall Museum. And then she went on display. Poor Joan. Yeah, poor Joan, right? Yes, I'm telling you. Uh, she was labeled and observed. So they stuck her up. I'm going to pop up. There's another Bodmin photo. And there's Miss Joan. Poor Joan. Oh, yeah, she was considered subhuman to them, Darlene. Just that's right. Like they didn't feel sorry for her when they dismembered her, took her apart to right, like just make her a skeleton. They they wouldn't have been upset about it because like I said, they didn't think she deserved any better because she was a witch. So she's not a human. Um it I'm trying not to get upset with this because I did get a little upset when I first read this story. So this woman, right, she was denied humanity in life. She was denied rest in death. And typically what happens, right? What happens? We get curses. We get hauntings, right? That's what comes out of people when somebody passes away and they've had a rough life, they had a rough death, and they're not able to rest peacefully. So, at this Cornwall Museum, the staff began reporting sudden illnesses, many accidents, unexplained misfortunes. They didn't go too in depth on what these were. I really wish they would have because I am really curious. It just seems to me like probably everything, right? Once again, everything that was going on at this place at the museum was probably blamed on Joan. I'm kind of so in life everything was probably blamed on her, right? Right, like everything that went on in her village was probably her fault, right? We learned this about the Salem witches, right? Like if it was too cold one day or farmer Putnam's cow just died, right? Like cows don't just die. So it must have been a witch, right? She would have had everything blamed on her then too. So now she's dead and they're displaying her skeleton and all these things start happening. So it must be a curse because she was a witch, right? So even in death, poor Joan can't get away from being called a witch. So everyone reported around the display with Joan's skeleton that there was a sense of dread. Like no one liked to go around it. No one wanted to work near her remains or her skeleton. Hello, baby. Oh, somebody came up to be sweet. Probably won't last very long, huh? Um, One lady that worked there, she was anonymous. She said she thought Joan did not want to be looked at any longer. And she's probably right. She's probably sick of like being hung up and part of a display, right? Maybe she's upset about being called a witch when she wasn't. She was just a tough broad, right? That was it. Um, so with that, her life in this museum, this local legend grew that Joan had placed a curse either when she was alive or even in death, that anyone who disturbed her bones would have some sort of misfortune befall them. Skeptics, of course, they dismissed that, but the stories never stopped and they only multiplied. So, in about, where was it, 1998, they removed Joan's skeleton from public display. And officially, they said this was for ethical reasons. So it took them to 1998 to realize, maybe having someone's actual living human's bones displayed as a witch in our museum might not be the best look for us. But most people believe unofficially it was more to the fact that too many weird things were happening in the museum. Too many people felt uneasy around her remains, and these coincidences had just stacked up for too many years. So, nearly 185 years after her death, Joan was finally ra- laid to rest. No spectacles, no labels. She was just buried. So, still no funeral, but this is how she went. Oops, I went back too far. She was bundled up. So, this is all of her remains, which, like I said, she was a tiny woman. She was not very big. I don't think she was over 5 foot tall. So, Darlene, she's like you. She's small but mighty. She kick ass, right? But what they did, so you can see right in front of her, they made um, uh-oh, uh-oh. Tanzie. Oh, uh-oh. Can you guys still hear me? I think Tanzie just shut everything off. Hopefully not. All right. It looks like I'm still going. All right. I'm going to keep talking and maybe I'm not talking to myself. So, Joan, in this photo, you can see right here is one of her headstones. And she had, technically, she did have, I know she got on the laptop down here and she locked my computer. Tansy. You the demon baby, aren't you? And her exact location was not divulged. There is one of the stones is a memorial that is on a footpath that you can see, which that is the photos here that I'm going to show you. And it's actually a really beautiful, I think it's a really good, really beautiful headstone. It has the waning moon, the full moon, and the wax, right? The waxing moon. So, what is it? The crone, wait, the maiden, the, oh, I knew this at one point. The maiden, the goddess, and the crone. I think that's how I think that's it. So it says here she was born 1776. She died at 1813, which would have made her about 30, 38. So she wasn't even so she got labeled a witch and ladies, she wasn't even out of her 30s yet. So shit, I definitely would be a witch. In Cornwall at that time. So she died in Bodmin prison, and then they have her burial was 1998. So 185 years after her death, finally received she was finally buried. However, her exact location, like I said, they did not Oh, can you say bye? Can you go play? She's see? Are you mad? You don't want to listen to the story, do you? Okay, she's just going to eat my finger. Um So one of the location okay. Nope, she's going. These are some really beautiful photos that people have taken. These aren't mine, but I do wanna go there, so I wanna find out. But they said that, some people have found her actual grave. She's in these woods. Um, let me see. I might have made a note of it. Maybe not because I probably don't want people, uh I don't want people going to look for her either. Just leave her alone. I think she deserves a really good long rest. But let's see. Oh, I didn't make note of it, but one of them, there's a churchyard of a church that's very close by. She's not buried in the churchyard, which I thought was kind of a shame because she wasn't really a witch, right? Maybe she should have been buried there. But she did get buried in the woods very near to where the church was. They undisclosed location and uh and one headstone's with her there. One is on this pathway through the woods and then another one is kept on display at the Cornwall Museum. So, was Joan a witch? No, she wasn't a witch, but was she treated like one? She was absolutely treated like a witch. But the uncomfortable truth, if she did have a restless spirit, right, it came from the cruelty she endured while she was alive. Uh, and if rage and my dogs are barking, sorry guys. Uh, Rage, cruelty, if all of that can leave an imprint on a place, then maybe Joan was putting a curse out. Maybe she did curse everybody. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just never going to get through tonight between cats and people coming in. But yeah, so she was wronged in life. She didn't get a great death. Um, she didn't get treated well after her death. She didn't get the respect of even being buried. So I think if anyone had a right to put a curse on some people, it was probably Joan. But I think it was probably more them leading it, just keeping that witch theory going, right? Like they wanted to believe she was a witch, so therefore they're going to keep her as a witch and think that she's cursed the place, right? But some people, I found this story on Reddit, and there's some really interesting stories that went with it. one lady who at first I was kind of like, I thought she got up on her soapbox just a little too, I don't know. I thought it was unnecessary. However, then I started to think because, uh, so Joan wasn't a witch. In reality, she was just a very misunderstood woman. And yet they give her, she did get a burial as a witch. There was a practitioner and that gave her like a ritual burial as if she was, say, Wiccan. I'm not sure exactly what he identifies as, like what his, like if he was a Wiccan or something of that nature. But uh, like she thought it was, she should have just received a traditional burial, traditional headstone, and that should have been it. But here she was pretty much persecuted for having been a witch, which she wasn't. And now she is, right? Like now, here's her grave. She can't get away from being a witch in life. She couldn't get away from it in death. And now that she's finally resting in peace, maybe not. So, yeah. And I found myself agreeing with this woman who, at first I was kind of like, oh, whatever, she's buried, right? But then I was like, oh, maybe not. Like if that, to be called a witch back then was not a nice term. Like some of us don't mind it now. Like if somebody called you a witch, you might even call yourself a witch, and you think that that shows that you're strong. You're strong. You've tapped into, right? Like you've tapped into something bigger than you. So with that, would Joan be happy? I don't know. Baby Joan's just happy to finally not be looked at all day long and be resting someplace. I hope she is. Rest in peace, Joan. I wish they would have given you a churchyard burial, but yeah, sadly, it didn't that didn't happen for Joan. But I mean, I love her story because I think a lot of us can probably identify with Joan, right? Like, I think we're all tough women, and we've probably all a little outspoken, right? Like at times, guilty, totally guilty of that. Um, and what they called violent at that time was probably just a woman not wanting to submit and to be talked down to or made to be subservient to men. So it's her story. I think it's very, I love her story. So at some point, I did look to see what historical records there were. I didn't find very many of them. They know she did live and die in Bodmin, but as far as records for like where she lived and when she was, like her family and things of that nature, there aren't very many records left. So she did live and she did die. They did keep her bones around. There does seem to be a little bit of, maybe these aren't her bones that they're showing, right? Like maybe these are somebody else's bones. So maybe they didn't actually, these aren't even her bones. So then we're probably getting up in arms about nothing. Right? Like we're all upset about them burying her like in a witch's grave with a ritual ceremony burial, right? But maybe it's not even her in there. But I know they did check it out. They said she was a woman, and she was about 38 years old, and she had a horrible they said she would have had severe horrible pain from an abscessed tooth, that she would have been in desperate need of a root canal. And I'm telling you what, if that doesn't make you violent, I don't know. I mean, I could see how that would make a person violent, right? Like it couldn't have felt good. And then you're dealing with like a bunch of a-holes all day calling you a witch, and at some point, you're just like you snap, and you're ready to, like, "Okay, come at me," and you just take them all on. Like, I could totally see that. I'm gonna pop up here and get to some of your guys' comments here because I did respond to some of them, but we'll get here. Let's see. See, I didn't lose my internet, Darlene. I just have a little cat that's over here. Oh, now she went back to sleep. Oh, goodness. Yeah, so back in those days, right, like, women didn't have anything of their own, and when I'd have to look up to see when women well, it was probably different in England when women were actually allowed to own property. It was probably about the time that we got the vote. Was it England got the vote just before, like, a year before the US, or was it the other way around? I always forget I should know that because I think that's, like, on a DAR quiz. Um, but yeah, so that's that's more recent hi to me, that seems more recent history. Anything 1900s and on, that's, like, too new. So, anything before that but, yeah, women so no property ownership, no money of your own, and one thing, though, if you did like, say your husband passed away and you got his fortune, right? Like, there were no kids to split it, uh, but and you got it. That was I mean, you would have it, but as soon as you remarried, if you did, if you were that way inclined, which I wouldn't blame a woman if she wasn't, that money and that property automatically became your new husband's. So, there probably were a lot of, like, those wealthy widows out there who didn't want to remarry, right? Because that means they just put up with this husband for, like, what, how many ever years, and now he's gone. Now they've got their they could do kinda what they want. They've got their own money. They don't have to ask him for anything, right? And but even these women had issues, right? If they were rich, they were just eccentric, right? Like, trying to think, Winchester, trying to recall is really hard up here. Sarah Winchester. So her place in San Jose, right? Like, she had all this money after her husband passed away. They had no children. So and what did they think? She's just this eccentric old lady, right? Living in this weird house and going on. But if you were poor, uh, you probably wouldn't be given the benefit like she's eccentric or she's just right. You'd probably come off a lot worse. Like, poor Joan here, you're just a witch. Um, I do this all the time too, Darlene. I just talk to myself because no one answers me. My kid pretends not to hear me. Tanzie never listens, obviously, never listens to me. Um, and history, right? Like, powerful women are there's right, and all these powerful women, right? Like Cleopatra, right? There's always something, right? Oh, she was cheating. Like, they always just make up all these things to just take away from her, right? Like, that she was a strong woman, but oh, look what she was doing, kind of stuff. And I always hate that because it's just like, but men can be powerful and they can cheat on their wives. They can have illegitimate children all over the world, but a woman cannot. So, I mean, we still even now 2025, almost 2026, and there's still that double standard, and we still have our history written that way, like, women who do these things, bad. Men who do this, oh, well, that's what, that's just what they do. It's okay. Uh, like presidents and the men who politics, right? Like, these guys, if it's a man who's cheating on his wife, Oh, well, people are still gonna vote for him, right? And if it's a woman, I well, one thing, they're not gonna vote for her because she's a woman. I don't I don't care if you put Mother Teresa up there, I still don't think she would. You wouldn't people still wouldn't vote for her because she's just a woman, right? We're all crazy. We're all gonna bomb the world and destroy each that's what women do apparently, but I don't know, I think we get along a lot better than men do. But, yeah, and you couldn't own property, you couldn't have a bank account. Well, actually, I think wasn't it the bank account? You couldn't even have, I wanna say that was even into the '50s that a woman couldn't have her own bank account, like, either her father or her husband had to sign for one. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, if somebody knows the answer to that, or I'll when I rewatch to edit, I'll make a note of it for next time. So, but because I have been doing that. I've been trying to do that. And it's just like any woman in history, right? There's gotta be something. If she's strong, there's something wrong with her. Like Joan of Arc, right? They had to make her be a little, like maybe she was a little off. Maybe like what were we last in OB's chat last night, right? Like the elevator maybe doesn't quite go to the top floor or maybe a brick shy of a load sort of, which my grandma always said, which I always thought was kind of funny. But yeah, she was oh, that is so cool. I love the whole suffragette movement. I just yeah, we could do stories on that. I know where a lot of them are. Oh, that would be cool. Darlene, I'll do a whole thing on where they're all buried because I love that whole all of it. In clips we already that trench is their potty, I'm pretty sure, but I will look that up too. So I'm gonna pop these up on screen. I'm gonna pop it up on screen again so I don't forget. And Darlene says historically, yeah, Bernie. Yeah, poor Joan. Uh, and yeah, she was treated as subhuman. Not even basically. She was treated like, I mean, even our serial killers that are in prison, they get way better treatment, right? Like they get a last meal of like Kentucky Fried Chicken and whatever, right, that they want, but I bet Joan probably starved to death, and if she whatever they did feed her probably wasn't of any nutritional value, it was probably slop. I don't even wanna imagine, how nasty it would have been. I mean, it couldn't have been I mean, just looking at the conditions that they slept in, I can't imagine that the commissary food was gonna be any better than what the conditions were, so and Mia B says, "Yeah, poor Joan, she's just" yeah, she didn't even get a pauper's grave, Darlene. I wonder what they did with her like, we were talking, like, what did they do with her the fleshy stuff, right? And, I mean, they wouldn't have had, like we do now, right? There wouldn't have been, medical waste. So maybe she that stuff, maybe they did throw that into, like, some sort of grave, but, it wouldn't have been marked, but maybe they just had a place where they dumped that stuff. Hopefully, they didn't, like, feed it to well, okay, I'm gonna get off that because I don't wanna think about that. Um, yeah, thank God for Joan and her sacrifice. Joan of Arc, but also this Joan too. Like, her story should empower us women. I think her story needs to be out there more. Like, you yeah, but back then I would have been probably more like, "Hey, Joan, I'm gonna be your friend, and we're gonna go live someplace new, and, we're gonna shake this witch stigma that you've got going on here, and we're gonna live quietly, and you're gonna stop fighting with men, and stop that." I would probably try to talk her down. Darlene, yeah, drawn and quartered. I don't think she would. They just said that she was dissected. So after, because they probably found her dead, right? They probably just put her in there and forgot about her. So so freaking horrible. And right, like, what did she do? She got into some fights to be in prison for the rest of like she was in there for good. Like they weren't ever planning on letting her out, and she's shackled and treated like dirt. And but drawn and quartered, that is a whole, oh god, that's a punishment. Yeah, all like every time I think of that, I always think of William Wallace, right? Like, oh god, that had to have hurt restless souls. If anybody has a right to be restless, I think it's Joan. I just, yeah. I wanna go over and just let her know that she's remembered, but it sounds like she's, um, visited. They have people did say that they, found her grave out in the woods, so, 'cause they did mark it. Apparently, they did put that one of the 3 headstones that they made for her, that is on her grave out in the woods, so it's not too undisclosed. Like, anybody walking out in the woods might be able to stumble upon it, but, um and the kitty, I tell you what, this oh, yeah, she's back to sleep. And I love that headstone. You could put that on my grave. I won't mind because it won't be the same, the same stigma of being a witch like Joan, poor Joan had to live with. It means something different to us now, right? To be a witch now is something totally different from what it would have been back in Joan's time. And the fact that they treated her subhuman because she was a witch, or they thought she was a witch, right? And then they leave that on her headstone, even though it is a beautiful headstone. I love Darlene, do you know what it is? Is it the maiden, the with the waxing moon, the full moon, and the waning moon? I know the waning moon is the crone and the maiden is the waxing moon, but is it the goddess that's the full moon? I always forget, what the full moon one represents. See, I'm a bad witch, bad witch. But it's a beautiful headstone. I think it's nice, and I guess I mean, I do kinda picture Joan probably having red hair, um, being this short and mighty little fierce thing, like, she's just had this life has dealt her some serious blows. Maybe she, um Maybe she had an abusive father growing up. She was 38. She had a horrible abscess tooth in her mouth. Had and they like the rest of her teeth too. Like she did not have great dental health. So she was probably, I don't know about y'all, but I've had a couple teeth that needed root canals and I was ready to I would have been violent. If and to imagine that you can't go to a dentist, right, and get that taken care of, and it just I don't even know how long you could survive with, like, your tooth abscessing like that and not go absolutely mad. Like, it's right there, so close to your brain, and that's all you can think about is how much that hurts, and then some dude walks out in front of you and is all, like, uppity, right? And like, yeah, not today, not today would be the only thing, right? Like, that's it. I'm done. Um, you're gonna be my example today, dude. So I just feel horrible for her. I could probably go on and on about poor Joan, but I mean, we have been talking a lot about I mean, Salem witch trials happens just to be one of those things that I am extremely interested in. And I'm sure there's a lot more stories out there like Joan's. I'm gonna look for some more because when I found her story, like I just it just popped up on Reddit of all things too. The cemetery porn site, the Reddit subreddit that I was telling you guys about. What was it? I guess it was last Sunday. Yeah, I love that one. So if you guys like cool headstones and things like that, I'll put a link in for that subreddit, and that's where this story came from. It just the headstone popped up, and then I went and Googled and looked up her. I read a couple articles on her and kinda some of it is a little bit more folklore than what probably was reality, but I tried to kinda glean out of it what probably actually happened to Joan and yeah, but God, just to think that the only reason you're in prison is because you got into a lot of fights with dudes. I don't know, girls. I don't think I've never really have I punched a man? I don't know. Have any of you guys punched a man? I mean, warranted, obviously. I mean, allegedly, but I haven't. Not oh wait, no. Wait, no, I have, but it was accidental. 'Cause yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna because that'll make me look bad. But yeah, Henry VIII. Oh my God, Henry VIII. That dude had and that was all head trauma, right? Like that dude had he got into that jousting where like right after that his brain did not it did not heal. uh I think they actually didn't they compare Henry VIII like that when he had that jousting accident? It was similar to what the football players get, like the concussive. I always forget what they call it when they've had too many concussions. But I mean, he had a pretty severe one, and I don't think it was his only one either, if I remember correctly. But uh, I mean, he seemed like he wasn't a bad dude in his younger days, like, growing up, he seemed like he would have ended up being a pretty decent ruler, a decent husband at the time, and then that happened, and then, yeah, he did a 180, just not the same person he was beforehand, so that's an interesting story, but I don't know how to well, I guess I could tie that into the channel. He exploded in his casket when they were trying to get him down because he was a big guy. He was a big boy when they buried him, and they had to like I think they were like jumping on him or something. I'll have to look up the story, but yeah, like he exploded. It's crazy. Because you know, with the monarchs, right? They like sit out for their grand um viewing. I can't think of the word, but yeah. So they'll sit out so people can come and right, like pay their respects. And back then they didn't really probably have a whole lot for embalming. And he was already a big boy and he was already swelling up, right? Like all the gases and everything. And yeah, he kind of ghost farts, ghost explosion. He was pretty ripe by then, but so I guess I could tie that into the yeah, maybe we'll have to talk about Henry VIII if anybody wants to know about him. And Darlene says she's in Pennsylvania with great grandfather. We'll have to, yeah, Pennsylvania. So for this summer, what I'm thinking, I'm probably gonna hit New England. I'm gonna do Connecticut. I'm definitely going back to Salem, taking the new vroom vroom, I think. So, but they're gonna be like short little trips, like just go for like the weekend and do some videos, that sort of thing. Cause I'd like to start tying in um a lot of these topics that I talk about. Like I'd like to start tying in their graves and things to the topic. I don't really know how to do that quite yet. I'm still working on it. Oh, maiden, mother, and crone. That's it. Thank you, darling. Like, ugh, I don't know where I got the goddess thing from. It's from somewhere, but you know, once I get up here, my brain stops. It's just focused on what I've got to read to you guys, and if I don't have anything to read to you, it gets really bad. But so with that, I think that's all I have for tonight. I am going to get some better stuff for you guys on Tuesday. Well, not better, but I hope you guys liked Joan. I would like, eventually, I wanna get way more in depth with these stories, like, show you how I do the research even, like, I am really great at doing the ancestry, uh, not just ancestry, like ancestry.com, like, getting records from there. I can, uh that's something I'm very good at, so if there's a missing dead person that you guys need to find, I can find them for you. I very rarely cannot find somebody. It might take me a little while, like, I'm not gonna find them in, like, 5 minutes or anything, but, um, I do have a pretty good track record when it comes to that. So, maybe Tuesday night, Tuesday night, I'll look into the genome link, and I'll show you guys kinda what are supposed to be my characteristics, and we'll compare them. And then you guys if you guys want to go and check it out, you can as well, and see how you compare, like, what they tell you. And I'll pick out some of the really good ones, and then I'll throw some of the ones that they weren't quite so accurate on. And what else? Oh, I'll show you how to if you do have raw DNA on Ancestry, I'll show you how to get that off. I'll do a step by step for you. So and hmm, I'll do it so 'cause I'll timestamp it since I know how to do that now in the description. I'll make it just its own little so you can just click on that, and then you guys can follow it and do your own download and everything. But if you need help with it, you can always reach out to me. Um, I've had the wrong banner up this whole time. Derp. Yeah, hang on. Here we go. This is the one I thought was up. So if you guys do need to, if you have any issues, you can always reach out. If you have a genealogy question, um, cemetery questions, you have anybody that you want to look into, like if you guys come across like Darlene is blowing up my Discord, which I love. Like she's sending me all these really cool and it helps me because like I've got a lot of story ideas in my head, but then sometimes, right, like I'm like, well, I want to go there and I want to do this story, but I want to go there and show you the story because just talking about it just kind of like seems like a cop out almost. Uh, so when you guys send me stories like ones that I can just look up and we can chat about, those are great. I love that. And especially if you guys have one like, uh, if you are into genealogy, say you're missing like your, oh, let's go, your four-time great grandpa. And I can make it where it won't link back to you, like it won't, you're not going to get doxxed or anything. We could bring that up here and I could do like a step by step for you and show you how to find him. If you've hit a brick wall, so to speak, like in your research, like you can't find somebody, uh, we can maybe do that on an episode because those are the things like I would really like to do for you guys. So if you guys have any of those, just all my socials are in the I don't spend a lot of time. I've got my TikTok up there. I don't really spend a lot of time over there, guys. Eventually, I'll probably start posting some little videos and stuff. But if you really want to get a hold of me, do the email graves, ghost, and DNA at gmail.com. And then also you can DM me on X if you spend more time over there on Twitter hell. Or if you're in Discord, you can send me a friend request and send me a message there, or you can come join the Discord, which is not a lot of us there right now, but eventually I want it to be someplace where I can just drop in and chat with you guys and get like if you guys got ideas, like we can discuss things and so eventually that's what I hope the Discord will be. I just had a massive brain fart right there, you guys. I think my medicinal gummy has kicked in just a little bit because it's telling me that I am very mellow right now. So, but that is it for tonight. Tuesday night we'll do the DNA, the genome link. We'll discuss that. If anybody wants to send me theirs, if you guys get some cool stuff that you think is like crazy accurate, send it to me. We'll do it anonymous. I won't say your name or whatever, but it's really cool. And then I'll do the breakdown and I'll find something to throw in there with that. What's Tuesday night will be the day before New Year's Eve. And yeah, so I'll be here. So there shouldn't be any reason I can't stream, but unless I'm driving around in my vroom vroom. But yeah. Oh, do you guys want to see? Oh, I wonder if I got a photo of her. Did you guys all see her already? Probably have because I've just had her everywhere. But just in case, hang on. I really got to get some better photos of her now that she's here. I have some photos of me driving her. Boop, boop. Where'd her picture go? Okay. All right. I'll share this one. I can't believe I didn't share this one already. Let's see. Darlene says brothers because they're assholes. They are. Because she is a goddess. Yeah. That's what oh gosh. I get it's like performance anxiety. It's gotta be. Like I need to look into like how to get my brain to like maybe I just need more post-it notes up here so that I don't forget things. But I never know, right? Like with what goes on in my brain, I never really quite know what I'm going to come up on, right? Like when I talk, like we just talk about a lot of different well, I talk about a lot of different things and I bring them up to you guys. So sometimes let me get my video file up here. Uh-oh. Well, that's not it. Dun, dun. Maybe it put it someplace else. What? What? Where's my photo? Well, maybe you guys can't see the Jeep. Oh, there it is. Sorry. I lied. I should make it my new screensaver. But there she is. She doesn't have a name yet. But she's called the color is Sting Gray. And she's beautiful. She's just beautiful. I love her. Oh crap, Tanzie's awake. So that's a sign that I probably need to get moving. But yeah, oh, I forgot. Shoot. So that's her. Oh, she's pretty. And she's going to be taking her top off this summer a lot. No, I don't know how much. I did have like one of those Willy Jeeps, like the old style, uh more like the World War II body style. She was whiter, uh, and she had a soft top, and I thought it was so cool. Like I drove her one whole summer, and then I found out I was pregnant, and I'm like, this is not gonna work out with having a baby. So I ended up getting an SUV because kids can ride a little bit safer in those and not a old Jeep. And so I let her go, but she had the soft top and I thought it was just so cool to drive around. But then you get up in the morning and at least in Michigan, like even though it might get up to be like 85, 90 degrees during the day, you'd get those mornings where it's cold. And you find out how cold it is when you're driving to work in a topless Jeep and you're like all you've got a winter coat on because it's so chilly and you think you're freezing. But yeah, but I did love it. I loved that Jeep. But yeah, it was that or the SUV, and yeah, SUV won out. But damn, I wish I would have bought both of them and just had it. But so I did start burning my intentions for the new year. It's almost, I got about what, half an hour to burn to, I guess it's tomorrow. So I haven't been getting really technical with it, like, after midnight, so sometimes it's about 1 in the morning when I do it, but I've been burning 1 a night since Christmas, and so I've already had, um, something happen, after I burn one of them, and I think it if I get down to the end and I find out that that's, like, you don't know, right? So mine are all very well folded, and, like, Darlene gave me very good advice. She said, "Make sure you, fold it, like, when you're folding them, right? Like, fold them towards you." But I folded mine really good. This is just Post-its, right? And you can see these little suckers. I folded them tight, and they burn a little bit better when they're like this. Anyway, like, I'm not gonna set my house on fire, but I have been taking them, I've got a bowl and I just light it over the bowl. So, because I kind of thought about doing it on the stream, but then I'm like, if I set this place on fire, granted, I'll probably get a lot of views, like stupid YouTuber sets house on fire doing witchcraft. I mean, we'll definitely get views, but so I have been doing that, and um, I'm thinking I already picked one of them that it makes me sad that it's happened, but it is a good thing, is what I have to keep telling myself. So by January 5th, I should know, right, like what I have left, and that's going to be my intention that I'm going to work on for the rest of the year. With all of my ashes that are left over, I'm going to, on that last night, I'm going to take them and let them scatter them out to the wind. But right now, I'm just collectively keeping them all in the little bowl until then. So I'm doing it a little different than our Glasgow witch said to do. Um, but like I said, I think it's working, and it's all about intent, right? I've been manifesting. I've been manifesting this thing for a while, and now she's here in my front yard. So, and I love her. So, um, thank you, Darlene. Oh God, I love her. And I'm seriously hoping this is my year, because this has not been my year. Not. And yeah, because I can't remember who I was talking to, asked what color she was. Oh, last night, right? Um, and I'm saying she's tombstone gray, and she is going to get a vanity plate come hell or high water. They're not that. I always thought they were really expensive, but they're not. They're just like $20 more than a regular one. So I'm just like, well, why not? Um, so yeah, I've already got like 4 or 5 options that I want to do. And yeah, they're all tombstone related. So yeah. But with that, I'll keep you guys, well, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't change. I probably shouldn't share my license plate on stream, but it will be cool. I will, if you guys, ever roll up, we ever all meet like at a cemetery or whatever, and I roll up, you're gonna see my tags. But um, yeah, but I'm not gonna show them just in case. I've already had bad luck. Let's not invite any more in. So, yep. But with that, I hope everybody had a great Christmas. Yeah, and Darlene, squirrels are loose all day long. Especially tonight. Like, I took a week off, and this is what you guys get. So, but I have to get back with AJ, and we have to get AJ back on the stream, because we'll have to do some more talk about the energy and everything. Because wow, she she is amazing. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I felt when I got off stream after those 2 shows with AJ, like, it just, like, I felt, I wanna say, like, empowered, but that might not be the right word, but it's something like that. Like, you just feel like your energy is, like, maybe a little cleaner, and maybe put something better out in the world. And I think we all need that right now. I definitely need it. I got to keep thinking clean, happy thoughts, right? And that's one of my intentions somewhere in here for the new year. And I hope that's the one the universe takes care of because I really don't. I don't have a clue how to do that. Yeah. Oh God, Ernie, don't fall over your cat. Uh, and Darlene says my son had one that had that and a hard top. See, mine has a soft top and a hard top, and it's got this. Oh, it's really cool. I'll take pictures when I'll do video when it comes time. But right now, she's keeping her top on because it's cold outside, girls. It's very cold, colder than a witch's tit. So she gonna keep her top on just like her mama. We're not going topless anywhere, but I do envision taking her on some really cool travels this summer, going to some cool cemeteries and checking out some really cool place. And she is Canadian, so I might have to take her to Canada to take her back to her. I mean, I'm sure she was made here in the U.S., but I'd take her back to her people so she can feel at home again. But because I'm sure they have cool cemeteries in Canada too. I'll have to look at that. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna call it. I think I've chased enough squirrels tonight. And be careful, Ernie. I have a whole 33-ounce bag of kisses. Oh, I have a bag of cinnamon bears, and I just got them like 2 days ago, and they're half gone because I'm a piggy. And they're good. And then I got the Andes mints too. And I ate all those as those were gone within like 2 days. So this is not my time of the year. I've got to get on the bike, and I gotta keep. I've done so well. I gotta get my butt on the bike if I'm gonna have big guns by this summer, right? So, all right. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out tonight. We'll be back Tuesday night, and we'll do the genome link, and we'll see what else happens. I'll find something cool. Maybe I'll dig up some other witch that we can talk about. So, all right, guys, love you. Take care, and I will see you Tuesday.